Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fine episode of Chick Flick Shuffle. Today we have with us Gio.
Hello. That's all I got.
You've been doing it for so long. You got to some introductions.
I'm like, well, he isn't he's starting with me today?
I know. That's because he's on the left side of Skype now.
You know you can change who's on what side, right?
You know what? Wimmy Wham Wham Wassam. There.
Yeah, I always go back to the classics, huh?
Clarence McKenzie, always.
And then we have Stray.
I'm jealous. Gio got ahead of me today.
That's right. You may or may not have McFisty because his internet connection is haywire right now. Or he just hates us. It's one of those two.
Did he have to suffer Bratz the movie with us? Or did he choose to?
No, he watched Bratz.
Oh god.
That's why he's not here right now. Bleeding to death and holding on to dear life. Every time he catches a renewed sense of survival, he logs in and then decides, no, not again. And then we have DJ Jellyfish.
Hey yo!
DJ will be replacing McFisticuffs because DJ Jellyfish loves this movie.
I honestly do.
And it's about time we've had a positive, happier experience on this show.
I'm not gonna say that there aren't some parts that were bad. It's not a bad movie. It really isn't.
It has Tim Meadows. It has to be good.
It does. That's a very good point. It does have him in it.
So the movie that they are all talking about is Mean Girls.
Not Mean Girls 2, Mean Girls.
No, not Mean Girls.
There's a Mean Girls 2?
We'll get to that later.
Oh god. That's sequels.
Oh, I didn't watch the sequel. That's Unforbidden Code. We don't even address this. Oh no.
Hey, I've watched Bridget Jones. I really don't want to watch Bridget Jones Diaries 2.
You guys, it's not like these are Disney sequels, okay? They're not that bad.
No, I correct you.
They won't be bad.
Oh, no. Bridget Jones was bad. I don't want to watch that sequel, but you're making us.
Oh, I won't make you. I wouldn't even watch that.
No.
No, we're making him. Because we have to. Actually, by the way, it is
up in a Canadian dungeon somewhere watching these movies like Hostel.
I'm actually planning to rewatch Hard Candy.
Why would you do that?
Because I love that movie. It's my favorite Ellen Page movie.
Are we gonna Lizzie McGuire this whole movie?
Okay, let's not. Let's just get to this.
No, we're gonna Lindsay Lohan this movie.
So Mean Girls, a movie that came out in 2004.
Based on a book
that none of us have read.
Or care to read.
Or has seen, ever. I've worked at a bookstore, and I've never seen this book.
Neither have I, and I've worked in a bookstore, and I never saw this book.
This book doesn't exist anywhere except Tina Fey's head.
Oh, okay. That did explain a lot.
It's a self-help book.
Was it?
Yeah, it's a self-help book.
Oh, God.
From 2002, that's why you don't know about it.
Oh, so this is the early stage of self-help books turn into movies? Because I'm seeing a lot of that happening.
I think so. This might have been the trendsetter.
The trendsetter? Because it was pretty successful
Yep.
in doing what it did.
And then Steve Harvey saw that and said, "Man, I'm gonna get my big old teeth in one of these movies." And thus begins the story of Katie.
It's Katie. We went through this in the movie. They explained it.
I see her last name.
You don't remember names.
I do remember.
Clearly, you have never heard any of our podcasts.
Yeah, I see her last Katie Heron, and I want to call it Katie Heroin.
Oh yeah, that's Neil Flynn, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. That's all I can think of.
I was expecting him to be funnier.
Yeah, he didn't really do much.
Yeah.
Then again, this movie is about high school. Only high school.
Yes, but he could have played the janitor again.
See, my expectations were low until I saw the janitor, and then I thought, you know what? This might actually be okay. There's the janitor, and he's Lindsay Lohan's dad.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder she's so messed up.
I thought it was the fact that she lived in Africa.
I love. Yeah, she lived in Africa because Wild Thornberry set up. Both of her parents are zoologists.
See, I knew I wasn't the only one who made this comparison. I knew I was not the only one.
She's redheaded and she lives in Africa, of course. I think Wild Thornberry.
She doesn't have no monkey.
Or the teeth.
And, you know.
The sister.
Or British.
What you learn here is that if two brunette people have sex in Africa, then their child will be ginger.
But isn't that some sort of weird genetics between a lot of Caucasian people where they can have like blondes and then they end up with like a redheaded kid? Isn't that like a normal thing? Is that normal? Is that not normal? Do people?
We don't know.
We don't know. None of us are white.
Gio, cover this. You're every other race except Jewish.
Yeah, no, I can't do this.
See, because I've seen a movie like that. It's like an old 60s film where this woman had a red-headed child and a blonde-haired child and two black-haired children. And they've got one dad with black hair. And I'm thinking...
It's a recessive gene.
Is it? She has to be cheating on somebody. Three different hair... Maybe two different hair colors, but three... I can't...
No, I think the blonde is explainable just because it does turn brunette later on, doesn't it? Usually.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Did McGuire this thing again?
So
you mean we duffed this movie?
That's what I said.
Katie is going to school for the first time ever.
She's been homeschooled all her life because she lived in Africa.
Would you call it homeschool? It's just, most of that would probably be outside in like a van somewhere.
That's a home.
Across from a lion.
That's a home. If she was actually taught in the same schools as the other kids, then it wouldn't have been homeschooled. But she was only taught by her mom, so homeschooled.
Yes. And let's see. First day of school, she goes into the classroom, bumps into Tina Fey because she has to put herself in all of her movies.
I thought she walked into that one chick who she thought was the teacher.
She was the teacher.
No. She walked into a chick and she introduced herself.
Yeah,
she was the teacher. But
can't forget the quirky racial humor of mistaking the one black chick in your class as the one African immigrant. Oh, we can't never have that. Racial humor.
With hair like that, she looks African. I'm just saying.
Yeah, after Tim Meadows. Was it? Yeah, Tim Meadows? I don't even know the guy who I was talking about. Yeah, Tim Meadows' character walks in and tries to introduce the African student to everyone. He thinks it's the black chick.
But the delivery was actually pretty good.
I kind of like Tim Meadows in this movie because he got more and more ghetto as this movie.
Of course, he's from the South Side.
He started out like a mystical, magical Negro whiteness, though, and then he went into like becoming the principal from American Dad.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So there, Katie meets her two friends, Janice and Damien.
Yep, you're
Goth
artistic art, you're artistic goth, and you're homosexual. The common quirks in a chick flick movie. Got to get that on the checklist. There's a checklist.
That's
No.
right.
The checklist is a girl cries 2 times. That's our only checklist.
Oh no, you don't even realize there's so many more female cliches in a chick flick that you're totally missing. I'm not trying to be the female elitist, but you're missing so many. It's almost ironic, really.
Ouch, that sounded so female elitist.
And this movie, just like Bratz, also has students split up into cliques, and by cliques I mean hardcore cliques.
And this is practically pretty accurate. You cannot say that this wasn't slightly accurate, because it really was. Because Bratz was a very not cynical, but was a very huge satire. This I felt was like, wow, this is almost scary.
I can't say that
Because
with any honesty because
we were in
back at high
fringe groups.
school, it was white people, niggas, niggas, social outcasts.
Yeah, we were the social outcasts
Really?
because we didn't.
No, we weren't
the
niggas,
groups.
and we weren't white, so...
Where else could we go? We don't know about Stray. Canada's.
This wasn't accurate to my school, at least. And I'm graduating this year. Woohoo!
And so you have our beloved quirky hero. Not really. I'm being facetious here. Our quirky hero being introduced to the wonderful world that it is of high school, and meeting our antagonist, the Plastics, which is a very, very exciting.
And like in Bratz, the Plastics consist of the rich bitch and her 2 comrades.
Yes, but it goes a step further. You have your rich bitch, your dumb bitch, and then you have your cynical, yet not very bright, but yet realizes what's going on, but yet she's not all the way there. Basically, you have your lackey bitch. That's basically what the brunette was. Just a lackey.
I thought the brunette was supposed to be the rich one because, her dad invented toaster screws.
Yeah, but that's not as rich as the rich bitch.
Yeah, it wasn't. You always gotta have one. You can't be. You missed the whole entirety of the movie. You can't have more than one queen bee. That's the rules. It's the rules of women. You can't. It's not possible.
Which they tried to do in this movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, so rich bitch and her crew.
Yes.
But they don't really introduce. They talk about them a lot, and you see them walk by. They don't sometime later. Because first, Katie has to cry alone in a bathroom stall with her lunch.
Because she's an outcast.
Because she's an outcast. And,
I love how they split the Asians into 2 groups. You have the Asians, and
your
then
nerdy
you have...
Asians, then you have your cool Asians, which is true. That's true, too. You can't say it's not. It's true.
I wouldn't say cool Asians. I would say you have your nerdy Asians and then your Asian elitists.
There you go.
Let's put it this way. 90% of my school is Asian. It's kind of hard.
Do you live in Canada's little Chinatown?
That's like the exact opposite of ours.
Basically.
Wow.
We're in the one city that's basically Chinatown.
You couldn't teach me to speak Chinese. I don't know what that is. Yeah. I don't remember what happens next.
She becomes friends. She actually becomes friends with Janice and Damien at this point.
The goth and the homosexual.
They actually start to hang out.
Fast. We're friends now. Really? Yes.
Probably a few days have passed.
There is no element of time in this movie. I will say that there really isn't, except for the quandering element of the school dance, which is always evident and is your time marker in the movie, because that is what initially sets the end of a movie.
It's at this point pretty much where Janice explains to Katie like the groups, like all the cliques and stuff around the cafeteria.
The plastics. And you know, she goes into detail with the leader, Regina
George.
And my favorite part about that is you got this one chick, she's so happy Regina punched her in the face.
I know.
to be blessed by the popular girl. That's a huge feat.
She records car commercials in Japan.
Her hair is insured for $10,000.
Is there any other quote I can do?
Not you skipped it, so I don't know.
See, that's your fault for
No. I actually watched that part. That's the funny part. I think you guys covered all of it.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, 30 years from now, when Regina isn't important to anyone anymore, will she still be proud that Regina punched her in the face?
What?
Like, or will she, like, devolve into being someone's, you know, hooker and, like, have a pimp to take care of that for her now and then?
Wow, that's going dark.
That's dark, Nick. Why'd you get so dark?
I just want to know.
It's Mean Girls. Why you get so dark?
I want to know how she'll develop. You have a girl that likes getting punched in the face. Where does it go from there? I could watch an entire documentary on that.
No, she just becomes a bondage mistress.
Oh no! Don't bring that here.
Well, that's less dark.
I don't think that's how that works.
I don't know.
So
going back to Mean Girls, I think the initial plot is it's horrible to say, but the initial plot isn't even about the main character. It's about the goth and Regina George and their previous plight that pre-existed in high school that spawned a deep rooted hatred for this one individual. And let's just say that it takes it so far to the point where there are some parts where it doesn't even seem like this stuff is happening. Like, it's surreal. It's almost amazing. It's almost an art how this all came into place if you really think about it.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, Regina, she's certainly a major character. But Janice, on the other hand, disappears for about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
you can't
the whole movie's an hour and a half.
I know.
But Janice pretty much wants her not to go near the plastics table, but then the plastics invite Katie over, and she sits with them, and that's when Janice gets
one guy, Buttermuffin. That's what we're gonna name him from now on.
Buttermuffin. Oh yeah, because he talked to her about if she has muffin and she wants someone to butter her muffin, and she didn't get the sexual innuendo.
Because she's from Africa. It's quirky.
And she skipped gym class. Health class, where the teacher is pretty much saying, don't have sex, have these condoms.
Oh my god, that's like the best quote for the entire movie, because I don't want to spoil it till we get to that part, but that part comes into play a lot later in the end of the movie. Yeah. And a very dark and very twisted ending towards that movie, because they don't even address what they are talking about, which is pretty scary if you think about it.
So, after Buttermuffin.
At this point, when Regina invites Katie to the table, Regina's played by Rachel McAdams, and I have to give it to her because I could see the bitch wheels turning in her head.
I'm not gonna lie, she's by far one of the greatest female antagonists in any chick flick I've ever seen. You could see the deviousness, and you're right. The bitch wheels turning. You could see them every time she looked at you. You could see it, and you're just like, "Oh God, it's horrendous."
They also actually build it up so that the viewer already expects something like that out of her.
Yeah, from the beginning, where she's carried onto the gym field by a group of men.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
You don't see that every day.
You don't.
So,
What school are you going to?
Not a school full of Asians.
See, that's why that doesn't happen.
Or a school full of white people, like this movie.
hey, I went to a school full of white people. And that happened. So I can't say anything.
So apparently the plot thickens when when Janice finds out about the welcomed invitation by the Plastics to have Katie join them for a week at their table, which is a very exclusive thing, and they made that very evident in this movie. That is very important, and it's very exclusive that this happened. Like it's very important because everybody wants to sit at the Plastics table apparently.
And this is where the plan begins to ruin Regina's life.
Ruins everybody's life. Everyone's life gets ruined.
Yeah.
But Janice is like, hey, you should go in there, you should infiltrate. And at first it's like, just tell me.
No, you're missing a very crucial part of why the plan happened. Because it didn't just happen just because Katie was dumb. It happened because Girl Logic 101, Regina stole the boy that she had liked.
Right. Yeah, I think it was like...
It was a Halloween party.
Yeah,
oh, no. I haven't gone that far yet.
Oh.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just mentioning. Because that's when she was trying to get revenge. At this point, Janice just wants information that Janice might use, but Katie wasn't really sold on it yet.
Yeah, right now she was just trying to get used to the weird way they did things, like how...
you can only wear jeans on Friday?
Yeah, or how Regina called, like... Regina...
No. Was it jeans on Friday?
There's some sort of girl code where it's like pink on Tuesdays and mini skirts on another day. It's stupid.
But Damien knows that girl code.
Ponytail.
Pink t-shirt. That fit Katie, even though Damien's a big guy.
Yeah.
Well, you could tell it was big on her because it went over her, like a little way over her jeans, so.
Not enough.
Well, I wouldn't know because everything I wear goes way over my jeans.
Yeah.
But
I'm a skinny guy.
Like I said, they were at the mall and they see
the teacher.
No, was that a teacher?
No, they witnessed the butter muffin.
Yeah, her
making the moves on some other girl,
but
which the brunette liked. The toaster. We'll call her toaster.
Toaster.
Oh, see, now it's like they're made for each other. Even though I can never understand her attraction to that guy.
Yeah. I didn't either, but that was what's so funny about it. Like, what makes this guy so attractive?
So Regina calls the girl who Butter Muffin is making out with mom and pretends to be the
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood, and ruins that other girl's life. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
That's fetch. Remember that, because that's so fetch. So.
Yeah, she's trying to pass off this catchphrase that's from England.
Is it from England? Because none of the English people I know have ever said that to me.
Neither me.
I haven't heard Hugh Laurie say it, so. Or Benedict.
Eventually, they go to her house. Regina's house is just all sorts of messed up.
It has columns to get in. And then they go into Regina's house and they see her sister.
I know. She's like corrupted.
Oh, God.
It's a little sister. She's a slut in training. That's what they're doing.
But it's not her fault. You have to realize where the root of the problem came from. It came from their mom.
She's played by Amy Poehler, who's trying to be the cool young mom.
Yes.
Let me just say, her breast implants scare me.
Yeah.
That was like
her nipples are almost pointing straight up. How is that? Silicone's not supposed to do that.
Let's not forget the infamous Burn book, which is the MacGuffin that starts the revenge plan from the get-go.
Yeah, the Plastics have this book called the Burn book where they take a picture of someone they don't like and write a bunch of bad stuff about them.
Rumors,
and some of it's true.
And some of it's not, but they're gonna make it seem like it's true.
Yeah.
One of these things is that Janice is a dyke.
Oh, that's a big plot point that comes up later. That's the infamous past that
comes up
arises
later. But Katie notices it in the book at this point. He's like, past the page. And she kind of keeps it to herself.
No, she tells her later. No, that's right. She doesn't tell her. She doesn't tell her at all.
Yeah, later on, I think it's Regina that goes into detail about it.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, slightly, but she tells it from a very biased point of view.
Her point of view.
Exactly.
Then we enter the part of the movie that I hate the most.
The montage?
No.
Oh, you can't say you didn't love that montage. That
God.
montage was great.
Which montage?
All of them.
No.
Hey, at least it ain't 5 montages with 2 in a row.
There's this guy that Katie starts to crush on.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because apparently African Americans or Africans don't like redheads. That's what the flashback has taught me.
Oh, also,
Just got straight dicks.
apparently Jew froze.
And,
We've learned from the past few movies that white chicks love Jufros.
Yep.
They do. And so we meet our love interest and Aaron Samuels.
That's it. I hate Aaron.
The senior who is just the senior. There's nothing really special about him except for he dated Regina George, but they sort of just passed that up very quickly.
And he's in calculus.
He also looks like he's gonna
He's
kill
in
himself any moment now.
That sounds like one of the 7 evil exes. Just pick any one. They dated Ramona, they had some kind of past, and they have some kind of power. That's all Scott Pilgrim is.
We knew you would bring up Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. He likes to bring up Scott Pilgrim a lot because he's Canadian.
If you didn't get that already.
It's not like you don't know someone else who brings up Scott Pilgrim just as much. We won't address what his name is, but we'll just say you know. You know.
You?
Not me.
Hey, at least I don't bring up Gundam.
No,
We don't do it in the review.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
So we meet Aaron Samuels.
the
Correct.
problem with Aaron Samuels is he's really nothing more than a catalyst. It's like my one problem with the movie. Because the character himself doesn't have a lot of personality. He doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't get a lot of lines. Doesn't have a lot of motivation. Everything that they tell you about him is in one sentence. Oh, that she broke up with him because he likes his school, he likes his mom, and he likes his friends.
He likes to be a normal human being, and Regina doesn't like that.
Instead of paying more attention to her than anything else.
That's not enough to be a character. Especially when you have so many dramatic characters around you and like fully developed characters. Like Regina by the end of this movie.
I almost wanted, I won't lie, there's almost a lot of times where I almost didn't want Katie to be the protagonist in this. Because Aaron Samuels isn't even a factor. He's a slight MacGuffin as well in the movie, but it's almost like you didn't even need Katie to have this movie progress, because it would have been almost would have been a great movie without her, because I don't know, seeing Janice get her one-uppings in this movie is kind of what made you like this movie a little bit, was just how dark and how twisted they were trying to ruin this one person's life. They make it seem like it's very obvious that they deserve it, but it's almost like you want to, but then you're like, does this make me a bad person for wanting this? Because it's an over-exaggerated character. Because you can get really emotionally invested in this movie. I will say so myself.
I can't.
I don't know anything about emotions.
Remember, we are men.
I mean, you couldn't say that you didn't think that Regina was cool. There was a lot of points where I'm just like, oh gosh, she's such a bitch. It's so cool.
Not the cool part, but yeah, I thought she was a bitch.
Because the thing that made me think it seemed like it was so cool is in the aspect of just, wow, these people really don't know, you know?
You have to realize this. We are guys, and we would be off topic right now if you didn't keep bringing up the movie.
Would we?
Would
Would
we?
we
Or is
still
it
be
just
talking about
Easter?
Scott Pilgrim right now? Because I don't think we would.
Yeah. So
we would have brought another type of
the
topic.
plastics have a rule where you can't do anything without the others agreeing.
They're
Like
So they're the council.
council. So she can't go out with Aaron because he's Regina's ex-boyfriend. But
You know what? That rule, that kind of goes for guys too.
That's girl code. You can't. It's against the rules.
It's like bro code. Is there a set amount of years or something?
There is. It really is. It depends on the clique of girls, but that's the forbidden. Like every girl knows that rule, and if you don't, then you're just an idiot. I'm sorry.
Give me a moment. What about dating the whole band? Like switching from band member to band member?
No, you can't do. Oh, that's bands. That's totally different. That's a whole different
You can't
subject.
put everybody in a group with bands.
That's groupies, and groupies are free game. Anybody can tap that. I'm saying. I'm sorry. That's true.
yeah, so Katie starts getting closer to Aaron, and
So we'll just call him AP Calculus because that's the only small information we get about him is AP Calculus.
and he's not as
Can
good.
we just call him bro number 2? Can we just call him Jufro?
He doesn't have a Jufro.
Yeah,
He
not
doesn't. He has a comb over and a lot of gel.
Indeed, he
Yeah.
does. I love how he somehow got into AP Calculus, even though he sucks.
I know, right?
He's a senior. That's the only explanation is that he's a senior. And I guess seniors have to take AP Calculus.
But speaking of calculus, there is something that we skipped over, and that is that they want her to be a mathlete.
Because they're all guys.
You can't not say that the mathletes were not one of the funniest parts of the movie with Kevin G.
I
the
really
math.
like that Indian guy.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
Yes.
Kevin G.
Isn't he also in Radio Free Roscoe?
I don't know. All I know is that he reminds me of Zabu from the Guild.
Yeah, he did. That's why.
Stray, all I can find out about him is that he's Canadian.
Oh, right. No, he's. Try looking at the bottom of that.
He was born in Toronto.
Let me go Wikipedia again.
Yeah, Kevin.
We're not referencing Scott Pilgrim again, aren't you? Mean Girls. We're on Mean Girls.
Anyway.
We're about Scott Pilgrim again. We'll talk about it on anything, but that would be later.
Okay.
Probably Bleach Naruto.
Mean Girls.
I'm so confused right now.
We can create Action Dude Shuffle or some male counterpart, and I'll find a bunch of girls, and we'll invite you to review Scott Pilgrim. Right now, this is Mean Girls. Mean Girls.
Yeah, so Aaron starts getting close with Katie, and Regina finds out, and she don't like it, especially when he invites her to the Halloween party, which she thought Halloween was dressing up in a Halloween costume. In reality, Halloween is about girls dressing up in their underwear with animal ears.
And not being called a slut the one time of the year.
The stupid one didn't even have lingerie or anything. She just had mouse ears.
Yeah, she had to say it too. Mouse ears.
Let's just, for a moment, let's just get into the dumb character because she was an interesting one, I will say.
Oh, she wasn't hateable. She's not like the other two.
None of them except Regina is hateable.
The dumb one was really kind of too dumb to actually have too much to her.
She was never spiteful, I will say that.
Yeah, it's like they made her too dumb to be angry.
What do you mean too dumb to be angry? She gets angry later.
I don't mean angry, I mean like hateable.
Oh.
She was never spiteful. She was just dumb. And she knew it. That was what was the best part. She knew she was dumb.
I think the best part was that her boobs could predict the rain, and it was raining.
And that's all there is to her.
Oh, and she had a thing for her cousin at the Halloween party.
Yeah, at the Halloween party. This is the moment.
The defining moment.
Yeah, the defining moment. This is when Katie gets the hate switch and kind of becomes everything that she will become in the rest of the movie. And really, Regina did not need to do that. She didn't, because she already had a plaything on the side. So, like, I guess she did it because she felt threatened.
Yes.
But then she kind of just made the monster at that point.
But you have to realize, though, that's the mean girl. That's what mean girls do. They ruin lives. They don't beat each other up. They ruin each other's lives.
That's
they
how
get
rich
you
bitch works.
Deep in your soul. They try to break you, and they do it very successfully.
Do you have experience with this?
Oh, I do. But nothing life-threatening to where I wanted to make a woman gain 5 pounds by eating Swedish nutrition bars. And making her face smell like feet.
Because everyone speaks Swedish in Africa.
Of course. But going from the Halloween plot and the anger switch being switched into Katie and Janice understanding her plight, so they come up with a plan, a 3-step plan to ruin Regina George's life, highlighting 3 very main crucial points that were addressed in the movie.
Ruin her hot body. Make her break up with her boyfriend, aka AP Cal.
And lose her best friend.
Lose her best friend.
That's all. Those are her only friends, technically.
Yeah. They weren't really friends, they were lackeys.
Yeah. If you don't count the entire football team and
they're not
everybody
friends
else
per se. Wait, no, they're just friends. I don't want to.
Her cronies. They're her cronies.
No, I was about to say they're just friends with benefits.
Who? Whoa. Oh, Aaron Samuels? Or Seth, what was his name? The guy she was randomly dating before she stole Aaron Samuels. What was his name?
I don't remember. The football dude.
They don't spend any time on him.
Yeah, because he wasn't important. He was just a very small aspect to show that Regina is a mean girl.
For this plan to work, Katie has to pretend that everything is still perfectly fine. And from what they showed us, it pretty much was perfectly fine. As long as she pretended nothing bad happened, everything worked out.
So the 3-step plan begins with ruining Regina's body. They try with face cream from Janice's job, which apparently is some form of Bath and Body Works. They weren't real keen on labels, except for like Coke and stuff. And but so that's where the Swedish nutrition bars come into play.
Makes her think it's
because Regina's obsessed with losing 3 pounds.
Always
3 pounds.
Then she goes eat chili cheese fries.
To fit into the dress she held at the store for the Spring Fling Carnival dance thingy at the end of the year.
Yep.
They keep reminding you about that. They always remind you that that's important and that's coming up.
Let's see. I think one of the first things they do to try and ruin her reputation or something is like cut holes into her shirt during PE, so that she shows her bra, and then she just wears it like nothing's wrong. Next day, everyone's
she knows she got it like that.
Gina does got it like that.
The next day, everyone's doing that. Their initial plans don't work. It's not until the whole losing weight thing that bars.
Gretchen.
No, it's losing weight and then cracking Gretchen.
Stopped working from the very beginning.
Yeah, I'm saying one of the first major things they did though was giving her the bars to help her not lose weight. "Quote unquote"
lose weight, but in reality gain weight.
And then from that came in the part where brunette chick.
Because the other one's dumb and she really has no information to hail and assist.
But brunette would have all the stuff for her, and all she has to do is make her think that Regina likes Cody.
Mad at her.
Yeah, make her mad.
Girl code number 2 to make your best friend mad, because then she'll do stuff to you. No, I'm just playing. It's really just don't make rich bitch angry. Really, that's what it is.
Makes her think that
none of that money can save
like her.
Wrath of rich bitch.
Mm-hmm.
They have that winter thing.
Yes, where they're in mini skirts and
they
trying
fail
to be Santa.
Yeah, because Gretchen and Katie switched sides, so they had to do different moves. And Gretchen's not used to that. In addition to the fact that she thinks Regina hates her because she didn't send her a candy gram.
Of course, you have Gretchen go through verbal diarrhea when every time she's upset, she reveals a horrible fact about Gretchen.
She would make the most terrible spy in the world.
Unless you gave her all false information. She would have been the perfect Cold War spy. She would be the perfect Cold War spy.
Also around this time, Katie starts pretending to suck at math to get Aaron's attention.
What?
Because that gets every boy's attention by faking that you're bad at a subject.
We didn't finish Jingle Bell Rock. We have to talk about it because
there's not much
to it every year, and they always win, even though it's the same thing.
And plus, it was a dance that Janice had made in middle school back when her and Regina were friends. Ooh.
And then Regina stole it, and no one cares because Regina's rich.
Yeah. And also the Queen Bee.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm supposed to say, mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. So after Gretchen is cracked, Katie starts to replace Gretchen in the right side crony and becomes just as popular as Regina is.
And they also,
if not popular, her.
They keep trying to show Aaron that Regina is cheating on him with different guys. And one time he almost caught him. One guy, but he almost caught them too, but she got to hide. So he only saw the other guy in his underwear. So they tried to trick him again. And when they go into the auditorium, they see the coach.
The audio box above the auditorium.
Yeah. They see the coach. Was that a student or was that another teacher?
It was one of the
Asian students. The Asian Queen Bee, Korean Queen Bee.
Asian students. Yep.
Because that's nothing.
Remember, don't have sex.
It's like this part where it's Katie's rise and Regina's fall. So Regina's a puppet master, a manipulator, but they kind of show you, maybe she's not all academically bright. Because, is butter a carb? Yes. Yes, it is, Regina.
You can't say they didn't
eating that butter.
That was hilarious. That was funny. That made me laugh.
So
Regina's whole thing blow up.
So at this point,
Regina Aaron's AP Calculus, doesn't he break up with Regina and lies saying that someone on the baseball team told him when really it was Katie who told him.
Yeah.
Back when they had made out with Aaron trying to reteach Katie math when actually Katie is much better at math than Aaron.
She just pretends to suck so that, like I said, like DJ said earlier, so they can hook up.
Oh, but what really messed everything up was the three-way phone trap.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They did that to her, too, earlier on, making her think it was just between a call between Katie and Regina, but it was a call between all four of them. And they did that again to start ruining, that's still part of ruining, what was her name?
Regina?
No, that was still part of ruining Gretchen's friendship with Regina.
Oh, yes, it was.
It was around the point where, when Regina gained enough weight that her clothes didn't fit her as well, and she started not following their code of wearing certain things throughout the week, that they kicked her out of the group.
Yes, where both of them turned on her.
Yeah.
That was a very important moment.
Because you don't wear sweatpants.
Regina made the horrible mistake of saying that the rules were not real. That literally cracked me up. Just the rules are not real.
The rules don't apply to her.
Because they were real when I wore that vest.
Screw the rules. She has money.
She's not Kaiba.
Yes, she is.
I think she was better than Kaiba. A little bit.
She's girl Kaiba.
So, the next big plot point
is that Katie becomes...
Janice invites Katie to an art show. And Katie doesn't go because she's throwing a party.
No.
Yes, she
goes to the art show is with her parents.
No, the art
sure.
show is with Janice because Katie gets out of a premiere at some sort of play with her parents and gets out of Janice's art show in order to throw a party because she became so obsessed with her double life, and it became Katie's downfall because Janice called her out on it later.
I didn't know about the one with Janice. I remember the parents. I forgot about that, but yeah, it's at this point that Katie becomes the new Regina, pretty much.
Yeah.
She's the two lackeys are lackeys. They can't lead, so they need someone else to follow under, which is Katie.
Katie.
I wish. Guys, I want lackeys.
By lackeys, you mean people that can't function without you. That's
Yes.
No.
It's called your Rebel Army. It's also called Tyler. Because I hate Tyler. Take him.
Yeah, I do have Tyler.
That's not enough. Me too.
She throws this party and it kind of gets out of hand.
Right.
Yeah.
People coming in there that she didn't even invite.
Yeah,
And
what most
she gets drunk.
And throws up on Aaron Samuels.
Yeah, and what's her name? Regina shows up to this party too because
Thinks they're making out.
And comes to find out what had happened, that it was Katie who told Aaron that Regina was cheating. Oh no.
So this is when things really start going downhill. When
Then
Regina
she turns to the burn book.
she gets to the burn book and starts writing mean things about someone. And you think that it's about Katie. But in fact, she writes it about herself and puts a picture of herself in there because she has a plan. She shows the burn book to Tim Meadows, the principal, and says that she found it in the bathroom?
Yes, the bathroom.
Found it in the bathroom. That makes him think that she's a victim. And the only people that weren't in the book have to be the obvious ones that wrote.
Alright, look. Point number 2. Like I said, Aaron's whole situation, that kind of got, like, I don't like that, but this situation, I don't like it either because handwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Handwriting.
Yeah.
No? You're just gonna assume it's these two people with completely different handwriting. Alright.
Well,
Now, the part that we're addressing is the entirety, not the climax, but where shit hits the fan, where there's these moments in the movie where Katie keeps imagining that, in quote, girl world is like the animal world, where they fight, they in the sense of mates and all sorts of other things. But this is where things get literally scary because Regina, in her devious plan of not only putting herself on the burn book and ratting out her ex-best friends, but creates, I quote, the fastest and the most dangerous riot I have ever seen in movie history, because this happened so fast and so quick.
Yeah, she pretty much made copies of the contents of the burn book and spread them around all throughout the school while everyone's in class. Then everyone sees this stuff and gets pissed at each other.
Turns on each other like animals.
yes.
They're women throwing each other down steps, hanging people from stairs.
One guy calling his mom to get him out of school because it's too crazy.
Yeah.
And we find out that, and the faculty finds out that their sex ed teacher has been having inappropriate relations with other Korean students, and he leaves the scene. They also write a horrible rumor about Tina Fey that she's a drug dealer.
Yeah, that was one made up by Katie. Made that one up just to fit in. Just to fit in. And the principal, when he finds out about chaos outside
With his baseball bat.
he gets ghetto.
He does.
This is his ghetto moment.
And his wife beater.
Peter, baseball bat. He becomes CJ.
Yep.
This is GTA.
And then he commands, this is it. This is like the one part I love about this scene. All the junior girls have to go to the gym.
The
guys get off scot-free.
Yeah.
And the seniors and the freshmen, they're all free. Just the junior girls.
Yeah, but I think it's because all the information was about junior girls.
It was. It was all about junior girls.
And a PE.
Except for some junior guys in there.
It was Damien. Damien sneaks in.
Yeah.
He goes into the girl's bathroom.
Damien can do whatever he wants. If
'Cause he's
Damien was
gay.
a girl, I'm pretty sure he would be Queen Bee. And then they have this workshop, which I'm not entirely sure how to explain.
Well,
It was
because
the-
Tim Meadows didn't know how to explain either.
I know.
He gave up. He started it, and he's
Tina
like,
Fey, you wrote this movie, you fix it.
that's pretty much what he did. She went in there and got the girls to reveal that everyone makes fun of each other, everyone has said bad things about each other,
Everybody's a hero in their own way.
except for Katie, who she tries to get her to admit what actually happened.
Oh, no, we're not done yet, because Regina, still being mean-spirited, tries to out Janice, calling her a lesbian in front of the whole junior body of girls, only for Janice to finally retaliate and call Regina and Katie out on their secret plan, and Regina's mean-spiritedness to where the movie finally cracks, and Regina can't take it because she finds out what happened, which is the best, I think by far one of the best moments of the movie, just how well it was written, Janice's verbal attack against Regina, because they make reference to it quite often, but this is the first time you actually hear Janice finally say what she thinks about Regina openly, and is rewarded for it, which is good.
Yeah, unlike, the stupid one. No, not stupid one. She was rewarded too. Gretchen, who went up there like, well, I'm sorry, I'm more popular than you. Then followed the stupid one.
Yeah, because they're doing like a sort of freedom.
A trust fall.
Yeah, trust fall. Everyone starts speaking like openly about themselves and what they think of everyone, and then they do a trust fall, and some chick not even from the school shows up there.
Yeah.
For
It's nice that the stupid one didn't move out of the way of Gretchen when everyone else did.
It shows how much of a good friend she was, which is
Indeed.
commendable.
Or she's just stupid. Either way.
Either way,
Since
we understand.
Nearing the end, I have to ask you this because I'm not certain. Was Janice gay?
No, she was not.
No.
Okay.
She ended up with the Indian guy, didn't she?
I know, but she could have been bisexual. Like she
No,
called
Janice-
herself a dyke. Everyone else called herself a dyke. I wasn't really sure.
Janice was doing it out of spite, but it goes back to the initial thing which started this all was Regina becoming very popular in middle school and having her first boyfriend, and Janice, being a normal girl, completely understood that, growing up is part of, growing up and having boyfriends is completely normal, but Regina became a spiteful young girl, ignoring a friend and then just assuming that Janice was obsessed and in love with her, which is pretty mean, because that's mean. You can't think that your friend was in love with you just because they're trying to be a good friend. And so she spreads a rumor that Janice is a lesbian and now keep in mind, this is pretty, traumatizing to be called a lesbian, in middle school. Like, you're barely 13 in middle school. How can you be called a lesbian so early?
And also, it wasn't socially acceptable back then.
Yeah, it really wasn't. So it
So
was
Janice
pretty.
decides to, say, hey, rumors, you talked about me then. Why don't I get this emo haircut?
Yeah,
That'll
she
solve
comes.
the problem.
Yeah, she comes back, and she comes back a lot stronger, and it shows. And then, the big speech of, explaining the plan and, letting it fall beneath you, and Regina finally has had enough because she realizes that she has no one to assist her now. She's lost her cronies, she has lost both Aaron and her original boyfriend. Well, he's never really shown much. And she's lost her status, and everyone knows that she's a bitch, so...
She just stormed out.
Wait, that wasn't obvious?
What?
That she's a bitch?
A girl
it
got
was,
punched
but
by
not to
her,
not
and
to
she
the rest of
loved
the-
it.
Not to the rest of the school.
The rest of the school was obsessed with Regina. I mean, cutting holes in their shirts because Regina does it. Buying army pants and flip-flops because one person does it. They were like lemmings.
that one
You just
girl
had to
bought-
run off a hill.
No, that one girl bought army pants and flip-flops because Katie did it.
But the initial factor is still the same. They were obsessing over one person.
Quite.
So Regina gets pissed and storms out. Katie tries to go and apologize to her, but Regina's not having any of it.
And
She ain't having that. She ain't having that.
So
Katie sees in Regina what she's going to become, so she tries to revert and be, the nice girl, the better man.
Kind of too late for that.
Yeah.
And Regina does something stupid and stops in the middle of the street where she gets hit
By Mr.
dead
Nichols
on.
with his magical Skittles bus.
Yeah,
Like Miss Frizzle in the Magic School Bus.
she was literally thrown under the bus.
And broke her neck.
Yeah. So what I want to know is why didn't that bus honk its horn? Why was it moving so fast?
But it gets even worse because Katie is now accused of pushing Regina underneath this bus.
Yeah, some people said they saw her push Regina towards the bus, even though she was standing in the middle of the street.
And that crashes her popularity. Most of the people don't like her anymore. Some people like her because she pushed Regina under the bus.
Yeah, right now her parents are mad at her. Most of the school is mad at her.
It doesn't matter if her parents are mad at her. They don't know what grounded is.
No. And
His dad doesn't know what grounded is.
And so, in retaliation to the drug accusal from Katie in the burn book,
Yeah, the
Miss
school.
Norberry, aka Tina Fey, thinks it would be a wonderful idea to have Katie join the infamous mathletes that were referred to from the beginning of the movie with Kevin G and the rest of the AP Calculus crew. And they win the national tournament because Katie has a self-realization that if
No. She has X-ray vision, is what she has.
Okay, that is true. But we come to the realization that Katie finally realizes that it is indeed wrong to spread rumors, and that it only makes you petty for doing such. And I feel like, in a horrible way, it's kind of sad that she didn't realize this sooner, because it's like, you didn't learn this in Africa? I'm pretty sure they didn't have clues.
How could she learn that in Africa?
Yeah.
I mean,
Who would she learn that from?
Wouldn't her parents teach her that it's not nice to spread rumors about people? Would normal parents?
I don't think they realized to teach that, because they're probably the worst parents ever.
They would never think her perfect little daughter would do that.
They taught her how to tame elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talk to animals. Wait, no.
That's the Wild Thornberry's wrong movie.
She joins the mathletes
And win.
And when she has, they apparently they tie up with each other, so they have to have a sudden death match.
Because that's what always sudden death matches have to happen.
And they both teams, and it's the sudden
girl
death matches.
Versus the girl.
The girl from the opposing school versus Katie. And Katie, when she looks at the girl, all she can think about is how bad her clothing is and everything like that.
And her makeup and her face and her $2 and her 2-cent makeup on her snaggly ass lips. It was,
Man.
And they win the tournament, and there's just enough time to go to the spring fling, which her parents think she's at. Her parents find out her mom finds out that she left even though she's supposed to be grounded, so they go to the school thinking that she's there at the spring fling.
And Tina Fey lets her go because Tina Fey is her real mom. She has done more parenting over the course of this movie than her parents have probably done throughout her entire life.
But
homeschool.
But we're not done yet.
Because Neil Flynn would be a terrible parent.
So they had voting to see who would be the
fling king and queen.
And the king happens to be what's her name?
Regina's current boyfriend, the original guy she was dating.
And the queen is Katie.
Surprise, surprise!
How did she get that prize?
I don't know. Enough people voted for her. That's how.
But people hate her now.
Not everyone hated her. Some people hated her.
Okay, straight. It's like this. If you thought that I was going to push you into a bus, would you vote for me? Yes, you would, or I would push you into a bus.
That's fear tactic.
I know.
And so...
And she's from Africa, too?
Yes.
She knows some stuff, man. Just think about it. These are kids from Illinois. They don't know anything about Africa.
Where was this movie?
Illinois.
I
said
it was?
It's in
You
Illinois.
expect there to be so much more black people there?
There wasn't. There was not enough.
There was enough black people for her to go to the table full of black people and pick Africans to them.
And being completely offended, which I would be offended. And so, Katie makes her sad sob story speech about how everybody should be friends and we should all get along.
Everybody's a hero in their own way.
Even though Tim Meadows is like, you don't have to do this, right?
Yeah.
Just wrap it up. Come on.
I want to go home. But no one's been noticing the Dr. Owl reference I've been trying to make.
No.
Look, I've noticed it. You've been doing it a lot.
Yeah, I kind of got bored. And that's the only song that plays in my head whenever those scenes happen.
So, Katie breaks off her queen's crown, and she breaks into like 3 pieces, but she has like 50 of them.
So she just throws out into the crowd.
Like a messiah.
Like after giving a piece to like a bunch of different people.
No, she gives it to all her other contestants, then throws it into the crowd.
Yeah, that's right.
Janice and Regina and what was her name? Blonde, not the blonde. Gretchen?
She gets Aaron, and Tina Fey gets the principal because I guess she's really desperate.
Well, he wanted.
Well, didn't you see her in the mall?
Yes, she was
That
really
horrible
desperate.
vest.
Do I have to burn that outfit?
The story doesn't end there. After everyone makes up and
Regina
seem to be
becomes a
happy.
sports jockey because all the jock girls are not afraid of her and will easily kick her
that way
ass.
she can take out her anger. And by sport,
Boy,
we
does
mean
she have some
lacrosse.
anger.
And by sport, we mean lacrosse. So not a sport.
Gretchen
Hi,
becomes...
people.
Gretchen does not learn any life lesson in this entire experience.
She just moves
goes
on
to
to-
serve a new queen bee.
She's a lackey for life.
And she
That's
serves
her job.
And she serves a
Hey,
Korean queen bee.
Yes. And apparently, her Asianness was not seen that much. I'm sorry.
She was Asian?
She learns to speak
Yeah.
Korean. No, she wasn't Asian. She was Jewish. She just learned to speak Korean.
Ah.
Really?
Yes.
That's how she gets the job? By learning how to speak Korean.
Yep.
She's a lackey for life, son.
Lackey with money.
And the ditzy chick,
She becomes a
Karen.
weather girl for the
She
school news.
which is kind of, she's still ditzy. She's like, my booth predicted 30% chance of rain, and it's raining.
It's already raining.
And Janice hooks up with the Indian kid who's the leader of the mathletes.
Kevin G.
Kevin
Kevin
G.
G. He was a badass character, I'm not gonna lie. He was very funny. Every
Yeah.
time he was on the screen, it just felt like it was a good moment for me. Just and the movie ends on a very, very, very ominous and dark note because it spawns a sequel because of this very small cutscene which was supposed to be funny, but they decided to roll with it and make a whole nother movie, completely undermining the total experience of this movie by making a bunch of freshman girls who are just like the plastics literally come on screen for the rest of the junior girls to see, and they make a scene where they literally get hit by a bus,
But
only for
is-
them to kind of go, just kidding, we won't do that, and it spawns the sequel.
Which,
oh,
oddly
God.
enough-
That's how the
Features.
movie ends, and that's how the Bratz movie begins.
It goes straight into the Bratz. That
It
sounds
does.
absolutely right.
You're right, it does. Wait, did anyone else notice that they actually have the same hair colors as the evil antagonist of the Bratz? Oh my God.
Yes.
It's a connection. I will end on this note. This movie there were some parts where the movie did get a little slow and dull, but I have to say that the humor, it was good for its time. 2002 was a good time for this movie.
Came out in 2004.
2004?
I thought it was 2005.
I'm gonna put all my cards on the table here. I think the best thing about this movie is its script.
Oh my gosh, yes. Whoever wrote this, not in the sense of what this was
Tina
based.
Fey.
No. You have to listen. Not necessarily what this was based off of, but whoever was at least the comedic sense of this movie has a very good sense of humor, because there was a lot of small tidbit jokes that were in the background that were literally had me like dying. Like the scene where Gretchen makes a reference to the fact that Regina's parents don't even sleep in the same bedroom, and then you see Halloween, and you see just the horrible, disappointed, and devastated look on her father's face, with his daughter prancing around in lingerie.
I remember that.
Literally had me dying. I was like, oh my god.
I like the part where
the only time you see the dad.
I like the mall scene where they say they talk about the Tina Fey's outfit. That's the only part I liked.
Really?
I
skipped a lot of it, remember?
Yeah, I kind of found it funny the part where another part with Regina's little sister in the background while she was talking to Katie. She was watching what looked to be Girls Gone Wild.
And she was watching Milkshakes.
She was lifting up her shirt because Girls Gone Wild. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Or Regina's mother and her rock hard boob job and having their miniature chihuahua chew on her
Don't forget how Regina took her parents' bedroom. She took their bedroom.
Or Regina sleeping with her boyfriend in her bedroom while her mother stood there offering her drinks, refreshments.
Because she wants to be the cool mom.
I think, for the most part, the acting is decent all around. Like I said, I really liked the Rachel Gino, and I really liked Janice. Like, those two actors were above the rest, as far as I'm concerned.
Regina and Janice, I think, were the best parts of the entire movie. I really feel like Janice should have had more scenes. I really think she should have.
She probably did, but then she would steal. They figured out she would steal the show, so cut them all out.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan's not gonna let anybody steal her show.
This was before she became crazy. Keep that in mind.
But not before she became famous.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't argue with the soundtrack because I don't even remember much of the soundtrack.
The soundtrack wasn't necessarily important because I really feel like soundtracks are, in bad movies, soundtracks is our excuse that we give when we want to like something in this movie. Because the dialogue was the best part about this movie. So, why you didn't make reference to the
But movies also, there are really good soundtracks out there.
Yeah, I'm saying that, I honestly feel like you only make reference to the soundtrack if a movie was bad, like, especially in a chick flick. But
like,
this movie...
not Daft Punk. Oh, Tron. Everybody talks about the soundtrack. Nobody talks about the movie.
Everyone loved the soundtrack. Actually, not many people actually liked the soundtrack.
I did. I was first in line to get the soundtrack. Because it had been years since Daft Punk had released an album. So, it was exciting.
Yeah, but it wasn't as good as their other stuff.
But going back to Mean Girls, though, I think it's weird as this sounds why people, you say, like, if you had a favorite movie. It's not necessarily that I have many movies that fit the genre of what's my favorite movie. The reason why I like this movie is because it's the perfect blend of really good comedy with great satire, and it makes fun of the all-around world of girls or women and how we portray it. Because in reality, there's a lot of parts in that are very true. Like, stuff like that does really happen, and it's a scary thought, but it happens that way. It was a great way to look at it, to say, like, wow, we really do, like, women look at each other and go, wow, we really do that, don't we? And we laugh about it, because it's funny.
That's why girls like this movie, but us guys, we don't understand.
Well, see, I do think, like, there are a few logical fallacies, I think, that kind of distracted me here and there. But I would call it a good movie. I don't know if I'd watch it again, but I would call it a good movie. Now, like I said, it's kind of the same thing as Bratz. I like the new guy. I think the new guy did it better. I think the new guy was funnier, but then again, that's kind of the same thing as this from a guy's perspective. And I'm a guy.
Yeah. That's what we have to get to. We are guys. We do not see the world as you see it.
Well, that is true, but there are some aspects that both genders can agree on. Like when there's a queen bee, I think everyone can agree that when men and women alike can agree that there's a queen bee in the room, and it's like, we gotta kill that bitch.
well, it's sometimes a king bee.
No, that's not a king bee. That's being a dick. And that's just... that is totally... But you can say that through the casting, like, some of the casting was a little small, but I could tell that everybody was having a lot of fun when they were making this movie. Like, certain characters you could tell were really hyping it up, and not necessarily overacting, but really playing these roles to really show that they were really enjoying this, because, like, just the snarkiness and the jokes and the delivery. It was just, I could tell that someone really took the time to really write this. Not Tina Fey, but I know there had to have been someone else who assisted along with this and really wanted to make this into something really interesting rather than just not another chick flick. Because we have movies like that. It's called Not Another Teen Movie, which was an excellent satire in a horrible kind of way.
No. Well, Gio, like, we've all, put our ratings out there. What did you think of the movie as a whole?
None of you will let me get a word in edgewise. I liked the movie. It was good. It wasn't what I thought it was going to take. It didn't take the turn I thought it would be, where Regina being the bad guy, only bad guy, nothing else. Everything turned out good for the good guys, but it turned out differently.
So it was a good twist, not a M. Night Shyamalan with a twist. So you can say, Gio, that you did in a weird, not in a this is a good chick flick, but if it didn't have the chick flick element, would you watch this movie?
Yeah, I probably would have watched it. Probably not, actively have gone to see it, but if it was on,
like on TV.
Yeah.
Because I was the same way. I did not see this movie in theaters in 2004. I actually saw it on DVD first, and I had watched the uncensored version, which it's exactly the same. It's just the language is just a little bit more harsher. And it's I think maybe
really?
One or two scenes of
harsher
nudity.
Than slut and whore?
I think
they threw everything out there.
Yeah, but on TV they censor a lot of that stuff and they cut it out.
Oh.
And that's what I had seen, on TV. Like I seen bits and pieces, and then when I saw the full version, I was like, oh wow,
Like you don't watch Snakes on a Plane on regular TV.
Jill, Stray, DJ Jellyfish, thank you for joining us here on another episode.
We didn't get everybody's rating though. Like we didn't get yours on what you think on the movie though.
But we did.
We did.
Yeah.
We got his.
It's a movie that I enjoyed watching. I'm not sure if I'd watch it twice. It's a lot better than Bratz.
You can't watch it twice. This movie is kind of a one-time experience kind of thing because it's not that it's bad. It's just it takes away the magic of all the jokes if you watch it more than once. Like me, there's a lot of times where I didn't laugh at the jokes now because I watched it recently again for this. And it was like I knew all the jokes. So it's kind of not funny as it once was, but it's still funny.
But as I was saying, I would like to thank DJ Jellyfish because she is the expert on this particular movie, and without her, we would have gone all over the place with these Scott Pilgrim references.
Yes, Stray.
It's not that I'm an expert. It's just everybody has a movie that they enjoy. Like me, this is not my all-time favorite movie because I have yet to find that movie that is like, oh my god, this is like the greatest movie ever. It's just this movie holds a very dear place in my heart as the perfect chick flick, in my opinion.
Hello?
McFisted House is alive. Too bad.
Oh god.
My internet just came back on.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Good. We finished.
I know, like, dude, like
you
the
missed a good
internet went
review.
out exactly at 9 o'clock.
I saw.
That was messed up.
You kept flashing into existence. I'm like, are you gonna come? Are you gonna go? What's going on here?
Dude, I spent an hour and a half watching that movie. That movie sucked.
What?
Oh, you had a different opinion than everyone else.
That movie
No,
was
I didn't say it sucked.
Well, look, Brandon. Look, right here. I'm still recording, so if you want to say it, you can.
But
Thank
please
you.
enlighten me. I'm surprised.
internet's on.
I'm genuinely confused.
Okay, I watched the movie at 6, ended at like around 8 o'clock or so. I paused like 20 minutes into the movie because I felt like I was watching pure crap. Like 4 words used to describe this movie: total piece of crap. Now,
It's so
all
weird.
the girls, oh my goodness. Like, the only thing I love about this movie was the Paramount beginning music.
Aww.
That's the only thing I like.
Wait. No, wait, McFisticuffs. You didn't get this pissed off when you watched Bratz now.
I know, right?
I'm
This is
surprised.
definitely better than Bratz.
Like,
Yeah, I don't
I think
understand.
I think there's some deeply rooted other means for you hating this movie. Because I will admit that there were some bad parts, but you can't say you didn't dislike the writing. The writing in this was pretty good.
the writing was okay. It felt like I was watching a female version of Superbad.
Oh
Like,
God.
you know, yeah, that's kind of how it felt like. And like the one gay person in the movie, like every dialogue with him in it is gay jokes towards himself. So I'm not quite sure if it's like self-hate or anything. What else,
No,
maybe?
you have to realize the times. The times were different. The times were different back then.
True. And then I love the fact, you know, what's her name again? The redhead chick. I can't think of her name right now.
Lindsay Lohan?
Thank you. She spent so many years in Africa. When I knew, and when I heard like the monologue that she says she's been living in Africa, I was like, please don't let everybody call her African throughout this whole movie. But everybody does. I was like, what the crap?
It was ignorance. That was the point. That was the joke.
And then she been raised to be a goody two shoes, you know, and she's good to the core. And then when she had the opportunity to fess up, doesn't do it. Like last 3 minutes of the movie, she finally fesses up, and I was like, oh, this movie could have ended like 20 minutes ago when she got called out.
But that would have never resolved anything.
It probably wouldn't.
Because that shit didn't get run over by that bus yet.
That was the best part.
Put me out. I was like, where the heck did this bus come from?
That was the joke.
And why was that bus going so fast in the school zone after school was let out? Like, that bus should have stopped in front of the school.
No, it was after school. They were stayed till 4.
Oh.
See, details.
So, it just like, man, that bus was going pretty fast in the school zone. Like, you figure, you know, the bus driver works for a school company, and the bus driver's driving by the school is like, ooh, I should slow down a little bit.
See, what they don't tell you is that the PE coach was driving the bus in order to get revenge.
No. They just have auto driving the bus.
Oh my gosh, Nick, that explains so much. That could really be what happened. Oh my god, why didn't I not think of that?
Like, I know I'm hating, but I don't like high school movies to begin with. So I already have like this.
You watch movies with files then.
Not every movie we do is a high school movie.
I respect your opinion, though, but I'm just a little bit sad that you didn't find anything slightly redeeming about this movie. Not even the jokes.
The only part that I love is like when the main character finally decides to get revenge. Like in my head, I was like, "Go get that bitch."
See, thank you. I felt the same way. Who did not feel that moment where it's like, you need to get her. You need to get her.
And then, like, she starts turning into the person that she hates. I actually like that part. I thought it was pretty good writing. It just felt like, after hanging out with one girl, she lost the essence that is her character. Kathy or Katie, whatever her name is.
We went over this. It was because Janice, we all agreed, was the star, but if Lindsay Lohan was in the movie, we couldn't have that. It's not that we like her, it's just the writers wouldn't let that happen. Because if it was about Janice, I would have loved the movie even more.
It's like, the one character I did love is not the main character. It's one of those followers of that one girl, the Jewish
dumb one
girl.
or the brunette. Oh, Gretchen.
The Jewish girl to me had more character than the actual main character. like that, I don't know why I feel that way. Like when she starts breaking down how she couldn't wear the things that her parents got her for Hanukkah. I was like, wow, she actually has a personality. It was like the first time I ever saw anybody in that movie be human was from that one character.
Actually, I have to disagree because the breaking moment that made me fall in love with this movie was seeing Janice so distraught about seeing Katie become... Basically, Janice calling Katie out on being plastic is what really made me love this movie. So I was like, oh my god, someone finally said it. Someone finally said it. You're becoming one of them.
The one
I have a
part...
deep-rooted hatred for popular girls. It's a deep-rooted hatred.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
All right.
hate popular girls.
So... Okay. Are you done?
Nope.
Okay.
So I will say one thing. The one character that I felt was the weirdest, like, you could have removed her from the movie and it probably still be the same thing, would probably have to be Tina Fey. I did not see her coming. When she was like in the first 5 minutes of the film, I was like, Tina Fey?
She wrote the movie.
Oh, no wonder it sucked.
Oh.
I love it.
Hey, based off a book.
Oh, that's even worse.
We all agree that this is what started the turning self-help books into...
It has a sequel, McFisticuffs. It has a sequel.
Goodness.
And the sequel is awful.
I'll say one thing. Some of the jokes are pretty funny, and I love how, real the characters are. Like, I love how Lindsay Lohan expressed, like, she changes characters immediately just to fit in, which is, I think, happens a lot. So the movie did a really good job of portraying what teenagers will do. But,
All right, how about this, McFisticuffs? Kevin G.
You didn't like Kevin G?
What was it, Kevin G? He was on the stage rapping.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Goodness. And I sat there and I was like, wow, for an athlete, he really loves, like, announcing to large crowds to, get on his penis. Like, literally, I can't, he has made, like, plenty of penis references in this movie. And I'm like, how is he, like, a geek?
Because he's a hardcore geek. He don't play. He does
because
not.
He's a geek from Illinois in a school full of white people.
Yep. To be honest, I have not seen a black person in that movie except for the principal. He was
and number one fan of black people.
They had a whole table of black people.
Oh,
they just never used them.
They just never said anything. Like, they addressed
they did say something. They said something in disgust when Lindsay Lohan talked to them in African, thinking they would speak African. African dialect.
Fisticuffs, you could not say that scene wasn't funny. For anybody who's black, you cannot say that shit would not make you laugh. You really still make you angry, but it'll make you want to laugh and go, "You're funny."
It made me chuckle. It's just that who was playing the dad in the movie?
Neil Flynn.
I love
the janitor.
Janitor. I was like, the janitor's in this movie. Anything with a janitor in it, I'm going to love. I love everybody.
But she didn't get to do anything.
I know. That's what makes it so awesome. He's like...
No, he didn't get any lines or anything in this movie.
He had like 2 paragraphs worth of dialogue. And it's great. It's great. When I saw him, I was like, I have a feeling he's going to probably be one of the few people that I'll actually like in the movie.
You didn't like Janice? Janice was my favorite. Between Janice and Regina are my 2 favorite characters in that entire movie because
I like Janice.
Regina is by far the greatest queen bee bitch character in any chick flick high school theme movie I have ever seen. Like,
that's a really, really specific
thing. She's better than Rich Bitch from Bratz.
Oh God, yeah. I could say that.
And you can believe it, like, everything that she's done. It's like, she was like an MTV spoof, like those I'm Sweet 16 birthday parties. And it's just like, she's so real. Like, this could be a real person. Like, someone could really be this. And it's disgusting, and it's wonderful. That's why I like her so much.
I love it how, like, when she gets, like, that fat butt, everybody makes fun of her.
Oh my god,
I
yes.
was like,
if she was here, because if she lived here, that'd be like the greatest thing in the world.
yes, it was like,
But
man.
she's a white chick in Illinois.
Which is
That's the difference.
sad.
it just made me giggle. It's like, yeah, fat butt. it was almost like a kindergarten insult.
No, she's saying, well, the wet fat ass. And I was like, yes.
And like, it looked so gross. It looked like they put like silly putty in her pants. It didn't look natural. It didn't expand natural. Well, I guess it's from the African,
It was Swedish.
The
Swedish part. But the one
Did
thing
anyone notice that she kept making references to like illegal dieting substances? I was like, did no one notice this? Making references to that?
She's rich. She's rich and white. It doesn't matter. She sleeps in her parents' bedroom because you kicked them out of their bedroom.
No, they negotiated, apparently.
She kicked them out.
And by they,
She kicked them out. She made them switch with her.
the mom. Dad didn't negotiate anything.
He's too busy making that money that they all spend.
Mom
and secretly crying and dying on the inside because of what's happening to his family.
Yeah.
But
seeing that poor father's face in that Halloween, we talked about this, but seeing that poor man's face on the Halloween night segment literally had me laughing but yet dying inside, like, oh my god, you messed up. You messed up.
But I'll say this to end my thoughts on the movie. I think the movie is perfect for girls who doesn't like Superbad. Like, I could see my 15-year-old cousin. She would probably watch this movie and love it. But for grown men, probably not.
Maybe.
Well, these two guys liked it.
Yeah, we liked
it. I don't know. It just felt like it was a lot of forced humor.
Really? I looked at it as a kind of a period piece. Like, this was us in 2004. This was us. This is what we used to do.
I mean, it's very similar. It's like, I was in high school up to 2008, and I was like, I joke around with my friends, but, we weren't that bad. Like,
but you have to consider this, though. Because you're a dude. Me as a woman, this is what we go through every day. Even
have fun suffering.
It's
horrible.
It just made me, like, I guess one of the reasons why I don't like it, it made me relive high school. Like, I left high school to never think about it again. And this movie did a good job in bringing up repressed emotions that I thought I hid with lots of alcohol and various amount of drugs. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about the movie. That's all I'm going to say about it.
So this was bringing up open wounds.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wounds that he poured alcohol on, apparently.
Yeah. Oh. So I got a bottle of vodka right next to me. First 20 minutes, I grabbed the vodka. I knew it was going to be a long night. Well, enough about my alcoholism. By the way, if you wonder, I am going to AA. Just thought, I should let you guys know. But,
is it because of brats?
No, because of brats.
Brats? Yeah. It was great. When I first went to AA, I let them know that I was alcoholic, and they asked me about my past experiences, and I was like, well, be honest, it all started with the Bratz movie. Then, like, 3 people, raised their hands, like, fuck, I just watched that shit a couple of years ago, and I've been here since. And it was insane. It was like, we all talk about the same thing. We're in the middle of AA. It was like, that Chinese bitch changed her clothes in front of the school like there was nothing wrong. And, sometimes being an alcoholic can, have really strong bonds. By the way, if y'all haven't met Frank is a nice dude. You should meet him because he's a really great drinking buddy. Don't tell the people at AA I said that because, well, to be honest, the point of going to AA is to be anonymous, and I completely just ruined that.
You completely avoided.
I was supposed to stay in hiding with that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go into AA witness protection. They're gonna murder you. You told them.
But anyway, enough about that disease. Yeah, so that's my opinion in the movie.
I'm still in shock that it brought up suppressed memories, because it just made me realize how thankful I was that I didn't have to go through none of this shit. I was like, oh Lord.
Oh man.
Like, oh.
I was at the band geek table when I was in high school. I wasn't the people that was making out.
You weren't over sexualized band geek.
Yeah, like I was in the section, that actually, didn't score, even though a lot of the band.
He was in the section that didn't molest their flutes.
I hate it. American Pie can lick my ball sack.
I'm trying to think, where was I in high school? I was that one person to where I moved around so much that people looked at me as if I was an exotic creature, and I kind of.
You were from Japan. That's all they knew.
Oh, yeah. You're like a Na'vi. Oh, you're like one of those Avatar Na'vi. Oh snap!
It was.
Yeah. Remember, you went to the same high school me and End went to after we left.
Yes, I did, and it was ridiculous. It wasn't that they were worshiping me at my feet, but it was an interesting experience, because that was my first time going to public school, because that's basically what Mean Girls was, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna eat my ass out, they're gonna eat me.
Oh yeah.
You think it was bad then? Yeah, you drove by the place now?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's so decrepit.
I go there every day to take my sister to school. I know how bad it is.
Well, yeah, that's my opinion.